Good evening. I thought the microphone was working. Good evening. How we all doing? I've been up since 4 a.m. and preached all day. Let me try it this way. How good and pleasant it is when brothers and sisters gather together in unity. Today, I don't come as an elected official. I don't come as a politician, but I do come as a friend. I come today as a friend, and I'm so honored and grateful to be here. My life was changed in 2016. I have studied theology. I have studied the Torah, the Pentateuch, the Tanakh, the Christian Bible in academia almost 2 decades. And my life was changed in 2016 when I had the privilege to travel to the Holy Land of Israel. When I got to Israel, I didn't need a scroll. I didn't need a book. The scriptures of what I had read about Moses and Abraham came to life when my feet touched the soil of Israel. It changed the way that I preach. It changed the way that I teach. Oftentimes we can learn things theoretically, philosophically, and theologically. But to go to the Holy Land of Israel and experience it for yourself will change any person's life. And I'm grateful for that journey. But what blessed me the most is when I returned in 2016, Rabbi Erez and Sherman, we joke about this. I think now he has a pastor and I have a rabbi. We'll be having lunch or hanging out for a moment, and someone will call us. He'll be like, "I'll call you right back. I'm with my pastor." And someone will call me, and I'll say, "Hold on a minute. You can't interrupt me. I'll call you back in about 15 minutes or so. I'm with my rabbi." And so the bond and the unity that we have grown. I remember when we first met through a mutual friend. I told him if we go through this journey, I want a friendship. And we have talked about our wives. We talked Nicole. We've talked about our children. Our kids are about the same age. And so for me, we've grown so much together that we've done community events. What's amazing is because we have tension in both of our communities. There is tension in the Black community, and there's tension in the Jewish community. And what we promised ourselves and each other is that we will find a way to bring healing to our communities. And our friendship has done just that. There have been times where Sinai has come to Los Angeles, Inglewood, California, and your boys and girls, Jewish boys and girls, have done football drills with Black boys and girls on a field together. There have been times where leaders from Sinai Temple and your community have gathered together here with leaders from my church, Faithful Central Bible Church, and we have put together kits for homeless people at UCLA. What we've tried to do is come together to bring community, to bring love, to bring healing, so that both of us together can make our communities better. And on October 7th, my heart broke. And it wasn't like you're reading the newspaper or you're listening to the news and something happened over there. Something happened to my friends. And I called Erez right away, sent him a text message, called him, and I believe he said I was really the first person? I was the first person to reach out to Rabbi Sherman when the devastation took place. Our kids are the same age, and when I saw and heard of the devastation that happened to the Jewish people, my heart ripped. Because it happened to my friends. And for me, it continues to be emotional because, as you mentioned, Ella, where are your children? Mine are at home with my wife as I speak. When it happened, I thought, what about his family? What about your family? What about your children? What about your grandchildren? And I reached out to my rabbi to pray. We've made a commitment that as long as I'm breathing, together, we're going to fight racism and anti-Semitism. We would come, Craig, how you doing? we would come right here and have Shabbat, and the choir would sing, and I normally would share some famous quote from Martin Luther King. Well, I came prepared. Dr. King said something like this: injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So we must continue to fight anti-Semitism. I hope you receive me as your friend. This is my rabbi. And I will continue to pray with him and pray with you. As Scripture says, we rejoice with those who rejoice, and we weep with those who weep. Please stand strong. I'm praying for you, and I love you. God bless.
Ha ha.